Hey guys, Clint here with American Patriot Defense again. Just finished a video up with the talking about the Hollison 507 comp, and just wanted to roll straight into um, we'll call it the short-term review on my Walther steel frame PDP, which is my current carry optics division competition pistol for this year. Probably what I'm going to be shooting for some time because I really like it. Um, Disclaimer: relationship with Walther's no relationship with Walther. This is a firearm that I purchased on my own with my own money. Um, that being said, I have done some stuff to it, but nothing extravagant. I did do a precision overwatch trigger to it. Took the fact, since it is the 4.5 inch, it didn't come with the Walther trigger, and anybody that keeps up with Walther knows that the dynamic triggers are pretty hard to get. So the precision overwatch trigger is one of the next best things. So I went that route. ZR Tactical long stroke guide rod, um, and lock grips, and then just some uh, backup iron sights, blacked out backup iron sights, and of course the 507 comp and a TLR1, and that is it. Other than that, it is completely stock internals. That is all that has been done to this. Um, and then the Precision Overwatch is running the red return spring. So, what do I think about this handgun? Um, I think about it as much as I like it as about as much as I like the polymer one, which is I like it a lot. I do like the additional weight um, that it provides for competition. I think for a carry gun, it would be a little beefy for a carry gun for everyday carry because it's a heavy gun. It's heavy. I don't know I don't have a sheet here. You can look it up on Walther's site to get the exact weights if you really want to nerd out and get the exact weights. If I had to compare it to things that I've shot in the past, and it's like if a Glock 17 and a Beretta had a baby. If a Glock 17 and a Beretta had a baby, that's what this gun feels like essentially, except for a way better grip. Um, Uh, it's got the weight of the Beretta, and obviously coming from a Glock in the polymer world, you know, or the plastic, the polymer PDP, um, the similar feel to that. So it's like the best of both worlds. The front checkering on the front strap here is phenomenal. It's great, machined out really well, really good texturing. The factory grips, there was really nothing wrong with them. These lock grips are way more aggressive, way more texturing. And when you add, chalk, or I use a sure grip, it adds to it a lot more. Um, they are a little bit more tacky, but the factory grips were great. They were nice. These are just a little bit tackier. Um, but one of my only uh, bugaboos. That's a Step Brothers reference for those of you that watch have seen that. Um, a TLR1, Streamlight TLR1. Um, I couldn't find. I forgot what I end up running. Which insert I think is a 1913. I end up running uh, because of the machining of the 1913 rail where it machines in. Got a little bit more of a gap than I would like here, and it a little bit more of a gap than I like here. Like the polymer one, it gets a lot closer, um, and and then it just kind of it. I feel like it could come back a little bit closer. That's it. It's just like I'm sure with a Surefire X300, it's a better light. I've just committed to TLR ones I've got them laying around everywhere, and I just don't want to invest in a bunch of new lights if I don't have to invest in a bunch of lights, because that's money that I don't have to spend. I'd rather spend the money on ammunition and training versus having to buy a bunch more lights, where if the battery doors or a light fails on this one, I can contact Streamlight and they're going to send me out replacement lights and replacement parts to fix the ones I have. And they haven't really failed on me before. So it's a very minor detail that is not really that big of an issue for me. But the additional weight of the gun, some of the complaints that you hear about the polymer, um, um, Walthers, is that they're snappy. I shot it with the factory guide rod in it before I put the ZR Tactical long stroke in it. The weight helps with the snappiness. The additional weight does help with the snappiness from the polymer gun. But the ZR Tactical long stroke is the way to go. The ZR Tactical long stroke with the 14-pound flat wire in this gun is a perfect match. And I've ran anything from 115 grain, just the cheapest stuff that's non-steel case, just brass, all the way to 147 grain. And I've had 0 failures out of this gun. So if that, of course, sample size 1, if that's anything for you, that, take a look at that. So that's a great addition for the gun, if you ask me. Other than that, I have no really complaints or faults on the gun. When installing sights, make sure you have a really good, if you're doing it yourself, make sure you have a really good sight pusher. If you're going to do it yourself, if you're not going to take it to a gunsmith, make sure you have a really good sight pusher, because, if you didn't know, they are cut to take Glock sights. Now, both times I've installed sights on both of these, I've had to fit the rear sights with files. I've had to trim and fit them myself, and they're really, really, really tight. And it's a pain in the butt, is what it is, and there's no other way around it. So just be really careful when doing so. But I have no faults on the gun. It's probably, between the steel frame and the polymer, they're probably have now become my 2 favorite handguns in my collection now. I don't really touch my Glocks very much. I've got one Glock that I kind of mess around with nowadays, just because I just recently got it back from getting some grip work to it, and it finally, well, I had a grip reduction to it, so it kind of feels like one of these now. It doesn't feel like a Glock anymore. So that being said, I shoot these faster. If you know anything about the PDP, they had a guy come in and work with them, and they're kind of built for, red dot shooting, and they point that it's really beneficial. If you're a new shooter coming into red dot, definitely look at the PDP. It's I don't think you'll go wrong either way with that. So, but if you're on the fence about getting a steel frame, I think it's definitely worth the additional money. If you're looking for a steel frame for carry, I don't think it's going to be worth the money. I think that maybe the polymer option would be the better option for a strict carry gun. But if you're looking for the PDP for like a competitive or for duty use, I think it's the one up the alley. I think that's the one you'd want to go with. But for carry, I think you want going with the lighter option is going to be the one that you want to go with. Having both and having shot both. But that's my 2 cents. That's my opinion. Take it for what it's worth. I'm just a normal guy that has done a couple of things, and they're not even that spectacular of things. So, but if you like what you heard and you like the conversations, just like, share, subscribe. Check out our podcast. Should have a couple episodes uploading. We've got a new guest coming on, and check out some classes if you don't mind traveling. We've got some classes coming up, but look forward to hearing from you guys. Appreciate it. Thanks.